Hello guys and welcome to the 8th Raspberry Pi tutorial. I'd like to say Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates it. I know the tutorial's a day late, but I think it being Christmas, that's a good enough excuse. Before I start, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who subscribed. I don't know why, but I think maybe because the BBC have done an article on the Raspberry Pi, but I've picked up about 60 subscribers in the last 2 or 3 days. So I've got about 280 subscribers now, which is great, and all the more reason to continue with these tutorials. I'm going to do it a bit differently today. Basically, today's tutorial is going to be finishing off the PiShooter game that we've been working on, and there's only really a couple of things we need to do. And that's just make the collision detection more accurate. So use like pixel detection rather than using whole rectangles, and also output a score to the screen. And that's really it. And the way you would go about writing a score to the screen is every time you have a collision, then you would like increment a number. And then you just output that to the screen when we do our like main event. So what I'm going to do differently is I've not actually done any I've not done any of the code and work apart from what I've already done. So them two features I've just mentioned aren't implemented at all, and I'm going to do it. Well, it's not live, is it? But I'm going to do it while I'm recording to show you what or how I code. I'll probably make a few mistakes because I'm learning Python as I'm teaching it, but we'll see how it goes. So let's have a look. I've just minimized all them so it's a bit easier. What do we need to do? Right, here's our main event. So what we do is what we're looking for. Pi class, is it? Or crosshairs class? Oh, it's in it. Yeah, it's in. Right, so it's in event handling. This is where we do our. Let's just minimize this, make it a bit tidier. Right, so we've got our event handling class here, and everything under this if statement is basically our collision checker. And what we're going to do is we're going to use rectangle.collidePoint, which is the same as collide rectangle, but instead what you do is you just perform it on the one rectangle. So you do crosshairs. No, you don't. You do pi dot collide point, and then what you need to do is you need to give it an x and y. So we're gonna say pi x. Actually, no, because we want to check inside the pi, don't we? So yeah, I told you I make mistakes, right? So we're gonna check if our pi has the center point of our crosshairs inside it. So we're gonna do pi dot collide point. First of all, we need to get crosshairs dot. We should be able to do center x. Or crosshairs dot rect dot center x. Let's have a look. Center x. And also center y is a valid one. So let's just give this a go and see what happens. So We'll just get them values straight from the crosshairs rectangle rather than reading it into variables, and I'm pretty sure I'll get an error or not. Maybe not. Oh, that was good. Right, yeah, there we go. Pi class object has no attribute collide point. Right. So I need to have a look through this code, don't I? So that's a sprite. So I see. So we need to get the rectangle of our sprite. I've got the I've got the Pygame documentation up on the on my other screen, which is what I'm looking at, and you should really, well, if it's pretty much essential when you're coding. So, pardon me. I'm trying to run this method on our sprite class here, and what we actually need to do is that's only a method of the rectangle. So each sprite has a .rect. Yeah, and I've done it there as well. So silly mistake, really. And we need to get that to the variable. So that's going to return a true. If the pi rectangle contains them points, or like that pointer's inside the pi rectangle, then hit is true, and then we'll get our hit.print. Oh, sorry, print hit. Let's give this a go. Right, yeah, that works. So we're clicking and it's not crashing, so that's good. Let's try and oh yeah. So basically, as you can see, I'm clicking now, and it only works when the center of the crosshairs is inside the rectangle. So I'm clicking here, nothing's happening, and then if I get it on center, then we get hit, which is fine. And those errors there are just because I've not got any sound drivers installed, which obviously won't happen when the actual Raspberry Pis are out. Speaking of the actual Raspberry Pis, if you go to the website, which will be in the description, they've actually got the beta boards back now. So what they've done is they've made 100 test boards, and they're being tested at the moment, and they're going to be auctioned off in a few days. Well, they're auctioning off 10 of them, 10 test boards, and obviously I won't be able to get one because I would imagine they're going to be very expensive. But pretty much once that auction has started, the main manufacturing process will begin, and then we should be able to order them quite soon after that. But yeah, have a look on the website. It's getting exciting. Right then, so that's done now. So you can tick that off. So you can put done next to that. And then the next thing to do is write a score to the screen. Right then, so event handling. I'm just thinking how we can do this. We're going to have a variable somewhere that's global to everything. So accessible from main. So I'm just going to put it at the top of the script. So I'll just put it in the doesn't really matter where I put it actually. I'll put it in Pygame. No, I won't. I'll put it after I've done all these, defined all this. So initialize in Pygame, set up a screen, set up a clock. Done that. Right, so I can go here. And what we're going to do is we're going to declare a global variable, which basically means I can access it from wherever just by typing the name. Declare a global variable called score to obviously hold the score. And we're going to initialize that with 0. So score equals 0. And then we're going to have before we do that, so let's have a look. We want to just be able to call like a generic update method. So what I'll do is I'll make a class. Actually, what we'll do is we'll take this out of here, and then we'll have it. So what we'll do is we'll do score equals score class, and then we'll have a class called score class. So, which will be similar to the background class, I suppose, in the way that it works. Right. So we've got class score class. It doesn't inherit anything, so a class to hold the score and update the score to the screen. It's not very good English, but we understand what it means. So each class needs the init method, where we basically just set up our things. So we've got self.score equals 0. So now to get the score, we'll be using score. Actually, I'll change that to value, so you can go score.value. Right. So there we go. We've set our score value. Also, what important things that we're going to need is you need to make a font. So font equals pygame.font, and then we won't specify a font, so we'll put none, and we'll put in a size. So let's just try 20 and see how that goes. And then the text is gonna be no. So we've got our font. So self.font, which is what we're gonna use in when we have like an update method. So we're gonna have def update. Pass cell through again, so we can get access to the font. So what we're gonna have is text equals self.font.renderer. Render. By the way, I'm not just making this up. I am looking at examples and stuff like that and drawing text, which is what I'm using to do this. So font.render, then we've got score, and then if you put, this is interesting, I've not shown you this actually. If you put in values, so if you put like a $S, then what you do is you put not a dollar, sorry, like a percentage mark. Then the first value you put after that percentage mark there will get put in to that S, if that makes sense. So self.value. So that's the text part of it done. And then we need to put in a position. It says here there's a 1 and then there's a 10, the 10, the 10. So I'm going to look at the font.renderer method in Pygame. So I've copied that and I've now put that into another another computer that I've got. Pygame.font.renderer. Render. So the font.render method colour. That's what they are, the colour. Well, we want it to be black, so black is all zeros because there's no colour in black, so we have 0, 0, 0. Right, so the font renderer, we have text, which is that, then anti-alias, which is something to do with graphics. There we go. The anti-alias argument is a boolean. If true, the characters will have smooth edges. Right, so I'll change that to true. True. Right, so if I put so I'll put a comment in here. So font.renderer, and then we have text. Let's just put smoothing, font smoothing, and then color in the format red, green, and blue. Hopefully this is making sense to you. It's making sense to me. Right, so then after we've done that, we're going to we've got our text. Then we're getting a text position. Text position equals text dot get rect. So we're getting that, and then so actually let's call that text rect. We're getting the rectangle, and then what we're doing is we're setting the text rectangles center X. So we're gonna have it in the center. Actually, no, we'll have it in the. We'll try it in the center and see. I just don't want it to like shadow over anything. So center X. So basically, getting the center X from. We want to get it from background, really. But seeing as the background is the size of the screen, let me just think how to do this. Okay. I'll tell you what. For now, we'll just set it to a number and see how that works. So let's actually get it working first. So text rect, and then we need to then blit that to our screen. So if we go, let's get rid of that main loop. Let's have a look at background.draw. So the way you draw it, so we're going to screen blit. Screen blit. And then we're going to blit text at the position of text rect. And then the only other thing we need to do is we need to update the score when in our event handling. So we've got our, if you remember, instance of score down there. So it's score.value. We're going to add plus or equals it on, plus or equals. So adding on 1 to that. Score class, so we're doing that. Then we just need to update our score to finish that off. Score.update, and fingers crossed. Oh, this is great. So as you can see, we have a score. I'm just gonna mess around with the coordinates and get it on the right side. But I think you'll agree with me that that's pretty good. I might make the text a bit bigger as well. Right then. So what have we got here? We've got a screen. Tell you what I'll do is I will one of them classes definitely gets the screen pass through, doesn't it? I remember. Yeah, screen doc. Right. Okay, so we'll use this. We'll get the screen rectangle. Class got score class. So update. So we're gonna get the screen rectangle. I'm just gonna change the font size as well. So let's try 36, something like that. And set a font, default font. I'm guessing that's what none means here. Let's just have a quick look at that. Copy. Init. So when you yeah. So you pass it. If you're putting on there, it's the default font and then a size. 36. Right. So set font default size 36. Right. Yeah. So we need to get yeah. So we want it to be at the top of the screen, like it is. And we're gonna go screen rect dot width. Have we got a width? I think we've got a width. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got screen rect dot width. So that's basically the coordinate of the far right side. Minus text rect dot width. So it'll be at the top right if that makes sense. Let's see. Yes, that works fine. Center X. Maybe if I set that to right. Let's see. We'll set the top right to that. See what that does. Oh no. You know what? Doesn't matter. That works fine, doesn't it? So, I know that was a very long tutorial, but I think that just shows you, shows you how I go about developing my apps. I'm usually a bit quicker than that, but I'm slowing myself down a lot because I'm explaining. Obviously, I'm explaining what I'm doing and how I'm doing it with my I'm just explaining what I'm doing basically, but bearing in mind I've never done Python before. I've never done any game development at all before. I think it's going pretty well, and I hope you like the tutorials. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going with the game stuff. We're going to make a snake game, which will be good fun. It'll probably have something to do with the Raspberry Pi, so it'll be called Pi Snake, and we'll have a pinky purpley snake or something like that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope everyone had a good Christmas, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much. See you later.